Tracy, good session the other day. Hope you found it helpful. Just going to run through a couple of things now we discussed from the session. As we said, we have long shots where we have a wider stance, and we have these shorter shots when we get nearer the flag where we have a narrower or a smaller stance. So you can see now at the setup position you've got here, both very, very good. What we've got to look for now, and the thing to kind of focus on, is when we're playing these shots, the length of swing we need, and obviously the speed of swing we need, is a lot slower and a lot smaller. So you look at the previous swing you made on the left-hand side, going back quite a long way. You can see here now as you went back, not really much turn with the torso, lower half barely moving at all. There's quite a lot of what we call flexion here in your wrist, where you're taking the club back a little bit more with the wrist. And the problem is there, when you go back, you feel quite powerful now. Even though the swing is quite small relative to a long swing, the club head now is kind of ready to fire, and the problem is that it's got too much power and too much speed. So as you come to the golf ball now, you've got to start putting the brakes on, pull the arms up to try and sort of stop the club from going too fast. As we can see, hitting the top of the golf ball, and the ball then scuttling on the ground there with a bit of out of control swing. So when we play these shots, the feeling, as I say, is a shorter backswing. What we're looking to try and do is basically get the club to sort of drop on the back of the ball with a sort of downward angle, and with that the ball pops up in the air a small amount and then rolls the rest of the way to the flag. It's not a very high shot, this. Even when you're playing the shot with a fairly lofted club, you've probably got about 45 degrees angle on that golf club. It's not going to suddenly come off at 45 degrees and go really high. You'll see in this swing now, with the length of backswing that you had, nice and soft, using the body to move the club back. And when you swing the club through, moving your body to rotate. So your eyes, your torso, your hands, your hips, everything's now facing towards target, as if, as I said to you before, as you were handing something to somebody on your left-hand side. So we use the torso, we use everything to move the club. We're not just taking our arms and our wrists to kind of flick it and hope for the best. So a much more controlled swing here now with your body. Taking that golf club, drop it on the back of the ball with a nice kind of, I say, downward angle. The ball pops up in the air and then rolls the majority of the way. And with this type of short shot, which would be sort of classified as what we call a chip shot, this is when the ball spends minimal time in the air and most of the time on the ground. So you're probably landing this ball roughly 25% of the way in the air, and then the rest is sort of 75% on the ground, rolling towards your target. So it is going to be a very small swing, very small shot. It's all going to come from a better setup and then making sure we use the body correctly to minimise that length of swing and the power that we create. So hope that all makes sense. Any questions, obviously give me a shout. And next time we get on the golf course and we can put these skills into practice and see how we do. Okay, take care.